developing of this game. Okay, I don't know why I don't want to say the name of the game, even if it's kind of obvious, but I still need to make a public announcement or whatever about the game, so even if it's very obvious, I'm not telling it. So the real announcement will be more important than it should be. Okay? So, how are we doing today? Let's see. I had the save file here. Perfect. I have a quick teleport here. And we have a battle here. That's all we need. I added animation for this. I did an extra changes to make it more reasonably good looking or something. Though, as you notice, even if I closed, the characters are still pictures. I could animate them frame by frame, would be a pain though, so I will instead make a bouncy animation. Like the picture stretching up and right. How do we do that? We actually kinda almost did that. Let me open the code. reaL pictures. Here, we have it. So, we need, first of all, to improve the code, because there is also an issue. I coded the code in a issue way, if we can call it that, where certain animations of moving the entire window kinda lose track of it, or if you spam some of those, the window will not be on the position you want it to. So we may want to fix that also in the future, or maybe we need to do the bouncy animation by keeping that in mind. And that's what we are gonna touch, the animation. We know, okay, let me show you something, if we can. Right in this battle. Reality trolling. So, if we spam those buttons, you can see the window gets bigger, because we sum a lot of zooms all together and only a few of them return back. So the windows, by consequence, becomes bigger. And where this is fine in this situation, it will not be fine in other situations where, for example, the window is bigger to begin with. So it will crop out of the screen, and it's not nice, definitely. So what do we need to do? Since the code to make characters, or my idea to make the bouncy animation relies, I remember terms, relies on this code of the zoom in and zoom out, we need to fix this mistake first. Because it will inevitably mess up the position of the screen and the characters if we combine more movements together, which we will. So first we need to re-examine again the code for the zoom effect. Not the shake effect, which I don't remember if we, we used. I don't think the shake effect creates problems, but I could be mistaken. Let's see. I wonder if we can spam this effect somewhere, because I need to be sure which of those work and which doesn't. Okay. We can have one at the start of the battle. I already have one ready here. So we spam some of those. We, of course, make a wait in the middle. Shorter wait. And let's see what happens. Oh, already? Wait. Oh, maybe it's a little too early. Yes. Pause. Why is it a mistake? Maybe it needs to be run later. When we have the pictures. Like in the game battle loop or right before. Okay, we don't really see. Because it moves right after. We can have some more. And I'll wait at the end. I think maybe those don't create problems because they all keep track of the original position. We should shake it while the window is moving actually. Yeah, because here it's perfect. We need to see what happens if the window is already moving. So we can have only one screen shake effect, but way longer, like 600, while the window is moving. I wonder if it will keep track of the position here. Let's see. I suppose it does. Okay, so maybe the method for the shake is the right one. Because I remember, yeah, my bad, I use different methods between one method and the other. So what does this one do? I need to place notes here. So this one stores the total movement. So I will note it here. Offset of the movement. So knows how much it moved it by. This is simple. Again, remembers X and Y. When it shakes in one direction, it remembers, yeah, I shook on the right by 5 pixels. So in the next shake, I will first remove 5 pixels and then shake on the other direction. This could be a little problematic if it's done during a zoom out, because then 5 pixels will be more, but that's... I don't think it will change that much, but I suppose, yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. For now, this one works. Let's see the other ones. The easy screen zoom it effect, which is not easy, even if the name says it, because it creates bugs, as we saw, and we don't like bugs. Except, well, Hollow Knight, I suppose. I just started playing it. So here it defines the things, that's what it says. Let me zoom it a little. Also, I don't need this one. Okay. So here, what does it do? It defines how much it's zooming, and... No, wait. Defines how much it will be zoomed to. Though the problem here is... There's a lot of code I removed. We need to fix this thing because we just need to invert one of those and we will have our bouncy animation. So it's that easy. And we apply it to a picture instead of a group. So the idea is, first we understand how it works. Here it saves the original position, but this is wrong because, wait! This is wrong because if the screen moves, then the original position is wrong, so it tries to move towards a position it's not there anymore. But, what if, while the screen moves, we also update all the references we have here? So if we move the screen entirely, we also update every one of those. But though we will update even this one, right? That's a little awkward because if we update something, would be cool to update this one based on the other movements, but how do we know? How do we know we need to update everything else? So we could create a group and distinguish them by the ID, so affect the others. Would be a little annoying to manage. That's a solution though. Other solutions we can have? What is the best way to move a screen up outside and inside without by returning to the original stance? Because we don't need saving the position to return to is wrong, because the position to return to might be wrong if there is another movement. If we are at 0 and increase by 3, we should return back to 0, but if it increases by 4, again, we come up to 7 and we need to return to 4 instead of 0. So we should save how different we are. We need to save the difference and then invalidate that difference. I like this more. So for example, if we increase the screen size by 30%, we don't save, oh, before it was 100. We now save, we have plus 30%. So if the screen increases by 20%, we need to return back to 120%. Makes a lot of sense, really. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Why is it also saving the position though? Does it use the position? Original pose. Do you use this thing? Yes? For what? I suppose we need to also calculate the difference. Why does it use X and Y though? If it's only a zoom. Right? It's a zoom in effect. What if I deactivate those? Let's see what happens. We need to remove this one? Yes, okay. We can have it easy when we have our combo attack. Easy to see. What happens without them? Oh no, wrong one. So charge. Let's see now. Let's see the shake. Oh, we already saw a shake, right? This is actually right. The other one had a weird effect where it pivoted towards the center. Because I wonder if there is voice commands for writing comments. Actually, you know what? Would be cool. Would be cool on stream to have a voice recognition where I can speak on stream the comment, so I don't need to speak while I type, which is annoying. I need to do this. I need to shut up and write, and then say it again. That's redundant, I know. Though this with the fact that they make maybe of use later, I don't know. I don't think so though. So we don't need the original position coordinates. Good to know. So we can comment them. Okay. So instead we need to save the scale, not just the start scale. We need to save the scale difference, which is another thing. There will be errors now because now scale is not a value anymore. What is this music from? Stardew Valley. Really. Nice music though. So now that the value scale is no more. Wait. Oh wait, actually, wait. Scale diff should be here, okay. So now we only have two parameters. The difference from the distance from the original scale, which will be increased every time or changed every time. That means, let's see. This one doesn't, okay, I see what I can do. Here, every loop, I multiply the current zoom by the original one. So for example, where is it? Here. Every loop, wait, let me comment. Each frame, yeah, I do something. So first I calculate the, okay, I see. Each frame, I calculate how frame passed, so this is a counter. Though this one is not even used for anything, it's used here. So it calculates the progress of the animation, and then calculates from the sen or cosine or how they are called in English. Uses pi, okay? Uses pi. Uses pi to have a animation that goes up and down. It's like yeah, it's like it never moved. Though if the animation progress is more than half. Wait. This one takes the frames divided by the duration. So if the duration is 100, this goes from 0 to 1. So this is the start. At the start, we also add the acceleration, which is an extra parameter we want. It's a minor thing, but I think it works. And each frame... Wait. During... I hope nobody reads my code, because it's awful. As long as it works, though. During the zooming. To make it faster, okay. Then each frame, we calculate the curve of scene or cause. I don't know which of the two, honestly. It's scene, okay, never mind. Because we are sinning, we need a purgatory for our gaming scenes. Let me remember again what it does. It calculates the zoom for each direction, which is separate, even if it should be the same, because of today. Today we are going to invert one of those and have cool effects. For now, this calculates the scene based on the current progression of the animation, which again goes from 0 to 1. Or kinda, because first half it increases, second half it decreases, so we are gonna have a perfect curve. Multiplied by... Oh, I see. This is how much we are gonna zoom. Though, since it will be an addition, we are gonna decrease 1 because it's already here, the 1. Something like that. Okay, so this will be a way to calculate how far we are from the peak performance of the zoom. Curve of scene on target zoom. Okay. Then what do we do now? Now we have these target zooms. No, we have the zoom of this iteration, of this frame. And we're gonna multiply it by the current zoom we have. Which is here where it's wrong. Also because we removed the parameter scale. What did we change? We called it scale difference now. Because it's not the scale anymore, it's the difference. And that matters a lot. So, instead, here. Instead of taking the current zoom, which, where is it? Huh. Okay, the naming for this is wrong. I'm gonna maybe rename it. This is the zoom that will be applied in the next frame. Or during this frame. It's not the current one. It's about to be zoom. No, zoom to set X. Okay, this is I suppose more readable, kinda. I'm replacing even the comments because I don't want problem if I rehabilitate them. Okay. And same for the other one, the Y. Okay, this is more reasonable. Note that this one is in full, so we are gonna set everything to this scale. Okay, I remember now. And it multiplies. So, wait, why the tab size is messed up here? Let me tab. Let me alt tab out of here. Okay, better. So, wait, this is what it did before. Gets the original scale, which by default is 100, and multiplies it by how much we want. For example, 1.05. So every time it recalculates from scratch. But this is wrong because we don't know how much it changed during this one. We could again update it in other ways, but maybe the best way is to just change the formula. So instead we are gonna change the scale of the group in other ways. We know for this loop, okay, let's see again. Group ref scale X is gonna be another thing. The thing below is gonna be commented out. Okay. This is how much zoom we want. Compared to the original one. Though how do we manage it without needing to consider how much we change the original one with other animations? Because the main problem is 2 animations at once will mess up everything. The solution is this. We want to just... wait, no. Oh, we need some extra. Let me see. So, we need to reach this one compared to the original one. So, we still need this. We need to calculate how much will effectively be. Because if the screen starts at half size, doubling the screen will be only 100%. If it's 100% the screen, it will double and we become 200. So we need to know how effectively it will be. Though, in this time we also need to consider how far we've gone. How far it's the screen. Also, we may want to duplicate this one and have a scale and that's it. While the screen difference starts at 0. Okay. So we have 2 parameters now, the original scale and the scale difference. We don't need to memorize how much scale we have changed. It's kind of working on a bubble on its own. We extend by 10 pixels and we retract by 10 pixels, regardless of what happens next. Okay, so, returning to here. This is the target. The relative target. So we need to reach this one based on how much we already went. So original position. Okay. So, for example, let's see. Scale is a 1, right? Can be numbered from 0 to 1 or more. I don't remember. I think it's a singular number. I need to see. We need to check. Code, come here. Game pictures. Oh, come on. Okay, how do I read the game pictures? Oh, sorry, I shut up a moment, thanks. Okay. I had a... I'm using a website to take notes on some commands I need to remember, and I think I like this website. It's it's called Notion, where you can make some pages for everything. It's very useful because I can note a lot of things that I forget all the time. So, picture, game screen, pictures ID here. Ah, it's on game screen. Okay. Good to know. So we can do game screen pictures ID. Let's see. Ah, okay. ID is not defined. Game picture 3. And we have the background blue colors. The background here. And we have all the information. X, Y. We can also do... Okay. We can do plus X, right? And 0. Okay, of course. Scale X. 100. Okay, good to know. It goes in numbers, not percentage. Well, yeah, percentage, not rate. Okay, that's all we needed to know. Also, since I'm here, I'm noting this down. I suppose we need a new one for pictures, right? I'm just noting this down. Okay. This thing is very useful. Okay, now that we know that this thing goes, what is it here? On percentage, while this one goes on rate, because this one goes from 0 to 1 or even more. We need to multiply this by 100. No, not really, because this is the rate. So if it's a 2, it doubles. So if this is 100, it doubles and it's 200% size, which is right. Now we need to consider the parameter we set here, the scale difference. Because this time I don't want to set it. Setting it is wrong, because that means we are gonna overwrite every other change we do elsewhere. So we're gonna add instead. We are gonna add a value to it. The problem is we're not gonna add 200% because it's gonna become colossal right away, more than Karina probably. So we need to, instead of increasing by the sheer size, we need to increase it by the difference from the target that we want to what we actually are. For example, if we are 103% and we need to go 105%, we increase by 2%, which is the difference. How do we know the 2%? Well, we already have it. We are saving it on scale difference. So we do this one minus the original pose scale difference x multiplied by 100, of course. Or we can keep it actually like this. Okay. And you know what? To make it easier to read, also because we need a parameter later, we can do a... let's see. zone percentage to set x is this thing. Okay, so we can have it more readable, and we can later just do this. We memorize how much. Wait. Yes, we memorize how much we changed it. So we save, we overwrite on the value how much we are on now. Is it wrong though? Because this is not a difference, it's the full value. I think it works anyway, because here we just added the difference of those. I think it's right. Though the name is wrong. Well, I don't care about the name being wrong, right? Wait. Okay. Same with y. We can also have it a constant, right? Doesn't really change. Okay, so we use it here. We change all the x's in y. And we should be good to go. That's enough, right? Wait, is it enough? Is this small change, well, small change relatively, enough to fix that problem? I really hope so. Let's see. Definitely not. Definitely not. Let's see now, though. Okay, yeah, we are definitely getting bigger and bigger. That's a problem. Why? Here, why? No, other why. The question. What's the problem? We may want to go tile by tile, maybe? Wait, did we have the right order of operations here? Yeah, because, for example, if we want it to 110% and we are 107%, the difference is 3. And it's right. Wait. Unless the group scale reference... No, it... Does it want a value divided by 100? I don't think so, because otherwise... we would have had even bigger pictures, but let's see. Also, there's gonna be a big difference between X and Y. You will see. I cannot do my own prompts. Okay, here. Actually, maybe it's right. We need to divide by 100. Yeah, because those are small changes, right? It's always confusing having two different sort of parameters with a different nature. Not really a nice nature, honestly. Oh, definitely not bugs, but there's definitely something wrong, and it's not with my world map. Yeah, something is definitely wrong here. It's like there's no animation anymore. Why? I'm getting tired of this bull. No, I'm kidding. Okay. It's like wait, maybe we need also to see other parameters? I don't think so. Original position is the only one that we changed, right? I suppose we need to see this one from during the runtime. We don't have it here. Do we? Ah, we have it. Let's see. It's 450. Here. Okay, we're gonna stop the execution here. Let's see. Oh, hello Ezzy, how it's going? Welcome, welcome. I'm doing well, thanks. I'm overcomplicating as always by programming stuff that I still think it's important, like the bouncy animation, though even we need first to fix some other things. Here. No, wait. Oh no, I closed the window. Wait. Stop here. Okay. I discovered this trick. I can stop the engine running by putting some stop points during the code, and it's incredible. So, for example, what we want here is having a short animation of the screen zooming in and out, like a hit animation. We can see here it zooms by 104% in both directions. We have all the information here. The starting frames, the duration. The starting frame is set up here. And we have also the information of the scale and scale difference, which we don't see here though. Can we see it somewhere? Later. And I can go, let's see, step. Oh, I can go step by step, it's incredible. F9. I need to marry F9. Are you trying to do mechanics that if you hit arrow keys, you take less damage from the monster? Almost. If you hit the keys, you avoid the damage, or even you counter the damage. Not a lot of damage, most of the damage is done by building a gate, but it's mostly a mini game between pressing a prompt and pressing the arrows. The arrow just avoids you damage completely, even if it's relatively easy for now. Later it can get complex in a way. Okay, this is the group reference, which we don't really need much, right? Yeah, it's only used to change the sides of everything. But we only want to write on this and never read, because we're just increasing a value. So, 1 frame passed. Here it's 1 now. Also we have screen effects, which is all the information we need. The duration, how many frames passed, and how much zoom we want. Only 104%, so an increase of only 4%. Here we calculate the progress of the animation, 0.05%, easy. The QRMP, we do calculations. And here we calculate, here, that's what it says. We calculate a curve of scene based on target zoom. Let's see. So here it says we need to change the screen from 100% to 100.6%. It's not a lot, but it's only the first frame. So for now it seems to work right. How do you find motivation to create games? I lost mine. Well, because there's many reasons. One is because I have a lot of ideas and I really want to make all of those. Second one, I love programming. Third one, I love to see people playing and streaming my games. And fourth one, I just love the attention. Kinda egoistical, but all of this together makes me really in love with making games. That's why I really wish I can work on this full time and not needing a job. Or yeah, I also wish to have a team, but I'm socially awkward and I need to find one, but eventually, okay, eventually. Though the important part is making a game that you like, you enjoy. If I had to make like a different sort of game that I don't enjoy, I may still do it, but I will definitely be much less invested than this one. So here I'm not doing it because I feel like doing it, but because I would, I need to see the final result here. And I need to see others play the final result. I'm already salivating by seeing others getting trolled by my game. That's the satisfaction that brings me forward. It's not like this all the time. Often I kinda procrastinate, say, oh well, today I'm not doing anything and stuff. Though recently I got new motivations or renewed the old one. For example, there was Ice Puzzle that played one of my games that gave me a lot of motivation. Also because a lot of people in the chat, or no, in the comments said that they knew my games. I don't know how. There's also Megami Maju that made the fan art for my games and still wants to do more, so that's another motivation. We got Ice Puzzles that it's like pointing to the future, because it's like, yeah, you can play others of your games and other streamers or YouTubers might want to play yours. While Megami Maju is the present, because she does fan arts and she generally looks forward to my game, so there are different sort of motivations. And also I found out recently there was still another person that still is speedrunning my game. It's I remember the name until yesterday. Come on, it's Sushi Kishi streams my game like twice a year for in some events for charity. That's incredible. I saw they also applied my game for Games Done Quick, but unfortunately it didn't work. Too bad. I don't know if you remember me. One day I came into a stream and said I will get banger, and then I realized how much work it is. Well, unfortunately, yeah, I don't really remember the first interaction, but that's a common thing in a lot of game developers. They all start wanting to make a killer game, but they all leave because they see it's too much work. Do you know with what game I started? I didn't start with an ambitious game, I started with a stupid game. Yeah, I don't want a video, but... Great, we don't have screenshots. Yeah, it was a simple game that was very trolly and everything. I blatantly used rips from other games and stuff like this, but I had fun making it, and this was incredible for me because I had to be a little crazy and I could do a game without too much pretenses, and also I slowly learned how to use the engine. So this definitely helped. That's why, look at this game. This is what I'm doing now, and I'm loving this project. Though I'm starting this one only after 14 years of making games. Before that, we got other games, more simple ones, like games with basic resources and literally this taken from the internet. Everyone starts somewhere. I started with those and I slowly built my way up with some mistakes in the middle, but that's how it goes. You're insane. You are grinding and keep working on your project. Yeah, because I think there is nothing as talent. It's more like how much you love it. If you love drawing, you will draw very often. And if you draw very often, you become better at it. It's the same concept. If you love making games, you will do a lot of games. And if you do a lot of games, you will learn more. The important trick at the start is not to do very long games and just do more contained works. Like, I literally have 0 long games here. This is the only one, but it's not finished. This game is on hold for 5 years or whatever, because it was my first ambitious RPG. And not really even that ambitious. Yeah, I don't have a long game, to be honest, they are all short. And I think it's the best way for me, since I'm alone and I don't have all the resources to do a long game in a sustainable way. I tried, but I got new ideas and got stopped. I remember the project, it's amazing. Oh, thanks. This project is on hold as well, unfortunately, because, well, I would say it's partially, I would partially blame the artist, but it's not really their fault, it's mine, because I decided myself that I need to first work on some project to bring on Steam. Because I felt like it's the best way. I cannot really explain it. I would say I really want this one on Steam before. Also because this one would take still a lot of time. I underestimated how hard it is to bring a game on Steam. So we just start with something I've already done and I'm improving it a little too much, but at least to give it a final definitive version. The one we are programming right now. Oh yeah, I looped the argument, so that was smooth Waldorf. So, I was still here checking the parameters. So, the zoom to set is 100% 0.5. And the scale of the screen is 65%, which kinda sounds right. I know you're professional. Well, professional is a word. More like with a lot of years of experience. I wouldn't call myself professional, but I try. Can I send my first game I created? You can please watch short 1 minute video trailer and tell me what you think. Wait. Sure. Why though? It's recent. I suppose it's recent, right? If you want, I can even play it on stream. I have a not today, of course. I have a special format for them called Critipedia, where I point out what I think is wrong with the game, or even compliment it if it needs. I always glad to try other games. Sisters of Fate. Here we have it. Okay, there's still not a downloadable thing. Let's see. Shush, the music. Can you... Aha, Endless Joy. Sisters of Fate. Oh, small point out. I cannot. Oh no. Aha. It's highly recognizable. It's made with AI. Just to point out. Wait, not really highly, but people can understand. So, using AI in games has a lot of risks because, let's say, a lot of people don't like AI, and the people who don't like AI is the most vocal about it. So that already brings a lot of risks in making a game. Also, personally, I don't think using AI in a game is a good thing because it's hard to define a consistent art style for everything, and also to define a consistent face for the portraits of whatever. But for the first game, I think it's not a problem. Though again, since it's the first game, to have more honest feedback and avoid people that are vocal about anti-AI, I would still suggest against it. Because for the first game, you don't need to have cool graphics. But for a professional game, yeah, you want to pay actual artists. So there is really, in my opinion, not any space for AI for different reasons in starter projects and later projects. Though again, I don't give you a fault because for the first project you always experiment. For a trailer also, the text is very fast. I didn't even read it. Though I can see at least there's a lot of... I see that you put a lot of effort and even love in the game, I suppose, because I can see you placed a lot of attention in having like the sound effects for the text, the light effects. Though for the gameplay, I don't know, because I don't know, for example, what this long corridor is supposed to be. Or I don't know how the puzzles are, of course. You skip through this, so the player has to walk through this, I suppose. It's a little long. Well, for the trailer and the atmosphere, I think it's cool. The trailer maybe doesn't really show what the gameplay is, and some text are very fast. But atmosphere-wise, I think you are doing pretty well. Even if people will recognize the AI in the character, kinda lose the immersion in the game because it's clearly AI, and I don't know, sometimes kinda also meshes with the rest. But I like the atmosphere, though I didn't get how the gameplay and puzzles work. I suppose because it's only the trailer, I didn't play it. I wasted all my money on reaL plugins. Oh no. Well, for the first project, again, it's always best to start without anything, because hardly you will make something noteworthy out of it, because the first projects, you don't know how everything works. You still need to learn all the game design and everything. My first games had horrible game design and story design, because yeah, I didn't learn them. I had to learn on my expenses. Only now, later, I bought a reaL plugin, but I'm not even using... Am I using it? No, I didn't use it because it was bugged. Thanks, reaL. But I'm using some plugin though, but for now I never bought others. I would say you should continue making a game only if you like your game. Only if you have something in your mind that you want to make and you find honest pleasure most of the time while making it. Maybe also having a community to share what you're doing is a good thing. Though, again, sharing a game with AI in a community is a very bad risk, honestly. So you need to decide which path to take. If you want to continue using AI or not. Because yeah, the opinion on AI on games is very polarized against not using it. So would be even hard to fit in the community with this. But again, it's your choice. I like my game, I hate I have to use AI. Well, you don't have to use AI, right? The internet is full of resources. For example, well, Okay, by default, RPG Maker has portrait resources. Let's see. Well, not here, but maybe here. I think I removed all of it. Yeah, I did. Maybe in Artisio. No. But games by default offer you portraits, even if it's the default characters. But even if it doesn't, you can look online, like itch.io portrait resource. And already with this, you have a lot of those. In different art style even. Okay, I was expecting more, but... okay. Here, for example, here. Of course. Okay, some of those are even made with AI, but okay. Again, though, for the first project, I don't think you need to use extra too many resources, because, in my opinion, the first projects are just to understand the engine, and only after you can. Okay, there's too much AI here as well, but okay. Only after you should really understand what's your strong suits, what you want to do, and maybe in the meantime even find some contacts, like an artist or something. I saw cat girls. Oh no, this is AI, right? The background is AI, but is the character? Could be. Too bad. I wish there were characters by generation that can be used in game. Well, RPG Maker has one, but it's not the best one, like this one. You can create something like out of this. Wow, this one is cool. Let me save it. Durango. I'm calling it Durango. Okay. I'm using this generator for game jam games, like when I need to make a game in 1 week. Some characters were born from this in just a random generator. Like, look at this. I had a fan art made for my game of Kalina, and she was created from this. So you can definitely do some memorable character out of this. Again, it's not the best one for making to make commercial games or professional games, but when you start, you hardly have all the skills to do a commercial game, right? So I think the generator is basic, but I think it's pretty viable for starting. It's so obvious to be a RPG Maker. Yeah, I know, but in your case, it's too obvious it's AI, so you need to pick your poison. Again, you're starting a game, you're not selling it. You need to understand your strong suit. I don't think you should worry too much, because even if you make it not obvious that it's RPG Maker, people will understand it's obvious it's your first game if you focus only on the visuals and not worry about the game itself. So I would say you need to I think you should choose. Personally, I would be against using AI, mostly for the part that you can fit in communities that way. But also because yeah, I don't know, starting with a game is hard. Again, my best suggestion would be not to focus too much on a game and just do it. Because more time passes, more experience you get. But that means if you do one project for too long, some parts will be outdated. So it's best to close a project as soon as possible and start a new one, at least for starting. And don't worry too much about using AI or not, using base resources or not. Just do what you need and complete a game if you decide to make a short game. Because starting that way with a very ambitious project is wrong in my opinion, because you will get tired during the way. and you will stop making games. And you'll think, I want to make games, but I don't want to continue that project. If you ever think like this, just stop the project and start a new one. That's why I would say it's better to do short games, because even if you get tired of a game, you can like finish it in a bunch of days after, and then you have a project ready and you can start a new one you want. I could try to finish the game with AI and then ask someone to redraw it. Yeah, could be a thing, but you need to find an artist that is willing to help for free, or or you need to pay one. Again, as I said, the first project is hardly one that is a good one. Because even if you find all the good resources of the world, you still have not a lot of experience of game design and storytelling, right? So it's kinda it's kinda forgiven that it will not be a good game. My first games were kinda bad in my opinion, but thanks for making those. People said, oh, your games have this problem, this one, but I like this other part and da da da. So I understood which were my strong suit and what I was lacking. And so I understood what I could do better. I could make a game like Blood Money. Very simple but still good. I don't know Blood Money. What game is that? This one. Wait, it's ready. Oh no, did this website re-upload? No, okay. Not really. It's RPG Maker, right? I'm not playing it, but let me mute. Yeah, this one is... I don't know how the gameplay is though, but even if it looks simple, here we have it. We have a gameplay, for example. Even if it looks simple, like we need to have... Okay, this game works because it has a unique and consistent art style. And I don't think you can do this with AI, at least on this level. Also, it has narration. Narration is not just text put on the game. Narration is also a skill. A skill about defining a story and defining what the character says. So, a skill in writing. Both the story and the text. So, the game is simple, but on the surface. Behind there's a lot of reasoning behind how to structure everything. So don't think that games are just things that happen one after another. There's a lot of skill behind in knowing what you want to do, knowing what you can do, knowing what the public likes, and also knowing how to structure the story and everything. I don't know how the game goes though, but seems like getting creepier by the time, huh? Spoiler. I think it's a RPG Maker. Feels like it. I can't say for sure, but probably says it here. It's RPG Maker, yeah. It's in the tags. I think though you should target... Though I think you have a good target. Because this game looks very short but neat. So maybe you should focus doing a game like this. Instead of a full horror games of I don't know how long you want to make it. This one feels like short, like half an hour, 40 minutes. So I think you should target two games like this. I think you bring out a good example, actually. Though I think it's impossible to do a game like this on first try. Did it do other games? Not a lot. Though again, could not, I suppose. Okay, this actually feels like one of the first games. Well, you can see here, that was definitely not their first game. They started somewhere. And the simpler way to start is with an actual RPG, with RPG Maker, right? And the second game with a plugin. Only the third one, they understood what they wanted to do and made a game that blew off, in a way. Did the others do well? Kinda. Way less, though. So yeah, don't expect to blow off on the first game, because they didn't as well. They blew off with the third one. There was a marketer expert on Steam that said that you will never blow off with your first or second game. And here it's, I suppose, in the average, that shows that it's true. So don't expect your first game to be incredible like those ones, but you could expect like your third or fourth game to be. It's the same with me, actually. Right? Where is Waldorf? Never mind. Well, yeah, after some games you probably get more the hang of it. That's it. My game is very long and has 50 paper of story. I need more resources. Yeah, at this point, again, you do what you want, but if you don't feel like doing it, then don't do it. You can maybe take a break, see if you want to do more games, and decide if you want to continue the project or to start a new one. Also, let's see. Hello, Karina. Since I'm here, let's see. Aha. Since I'm here, if you want, we have our Discord server. I don't think you're in, if I remember correctly. We have our Discord server of game developers. We are mostly Italians, but we are starting to... Well, we were starting from a year to get English people, but we are growing slowly. Like, as my actual channel, very slowly. You was, okay. Sorry, I'm sorry, I forgot, I rarely interact in the English version. Nobody interacts with the English version anyway. Thanks for your time. Don't worry, I always like to talk about game design and everything. Also, the character was stuck here for half an hour or something. Oh wow. Though, Etsy, don't worry about sharing, talking about it on the Discord. We are always welcome to talk with new developers. Even if, we try to break some other new developers out of the cringe when they start. We always try to convince the new developers to not take the dark path. Even if we try to help. So let's see. The scale is this one and the zoom to set is this one. So those values are right. Now we add the value here plus the... Okay. So here it will be an increase... Wait. This is wrong. This is wrong. Right? Yeah, because we need a first parameter for this. Scale difference should start somewhere. Shouldn't start from 0. Huh. I get the issue maybe now. So, the issue is, here we calculate the difference, we calculate the difference from what we are and where we will go. Though it's wrong. Because Maybe we don't need to calculate the original position. Yes, we don't need to calculate the original position right away, right? Or we don't need it to begin with. We don't need it to begin with, wait, right? And the original scale difference starts with 1. Yeah, we can work with relative values. So we don't need this anyway. So let's see if it works. So I set the zoom to set. We don't need this one anyway at this point. And let's see if it works. So here we calculate the difference. We need to set to the zoom minus the starting point, and we add it. And then we update it. Yeah, that should work actually. Let's see. I have an idea on how to draw just like Black Souls art style. I don't know Black Souls. It's cursed, okay. Interacting, don't worry, I always, as I said, I like talking about game design and stuff. I also draw for this game, but I will not draw anymore because it takes so much time and I want to do the game, not drawing. Oh, no, there is no animation. There is 0 animation. Let's see again then. Okay, here, it triggers again. Why there is no animation again now? Does it round up? Let's see. So, we have all of these again. Same parameters. Now, scale X is 65, and we add zoom minus the original scale, which is 1. So it will become 0.06. Oh wait, we don't need to divide by 100 now. Okay. We don't need to divide by 100 now. Okay. Because now without the scale, we don't need that. You draw this? Yeah, I did. And I'm not even an artist. I just tried to find a simpler art style for this. Though again, as I said, I don't think I will draw anymore. I just wanted to make a game with a silly art style, and I suppose I can manage to do that. Okay, still not working. Stop here. Criminal scam. So, we have the zoom to set and the scale difference. And the scale X will become 65 plus 005. 006. Oh, wait, no, it's... It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but maybe we'll add up with the time. Huh. Oh yes, we need to this time we need to multiply. Because before we were multiplying with another parameter, right? Before we were multiplying with its actual scale. We may want to multiply instead of 100 by the current scale, but for now we will use a static value. Later we should be relative to how big the screen was. It's actually so good, thanks, I'm happy you like it. Again, it's something that I drew without experience, but I tried to make a very simple art style. I used a lot of references because, yeah, I don't even know how to draw with references. Oh, without referencing. Okay, wait, it's working. Look at this, it's working. That's great. The screen is moving on the bottom right though, so maybe this time we may want to enable those we removed before, right? Because maybe this was used to center the picture or something. Let's see. But apart from that, we fixed the problem, right? Did we? Did we? Go on, zoom out, and we have work. No, okay, this is not working. We can just remove this though. It's fine. Okay, so I think the problem is solved. Now we need to try to spam the buttons in that section. But apart from that, should be fine. Also, we need the music. Okay. Let's see the spam. Doesn't seem to create an issue, actually. I will try again. No, because I will... Okay. No, okay. Doesn't seem to create any issue. So then we can finally start on what I wanted to do today. Finally. The wobbly animation. First, I want... Let's do a simple one. Without the wobbling. Because this one makes something go forward and backwards. But I want to loop it. How do I do? Huh. We can do this. We can have another parameter which says... Wait, we can have it here. If you set duration to 0, it will be infinite. Or something like that. Let's see. The duration is saved here in screen effects. So we just say if screen effect frame passed more than this duration, we stop it. If enough frame passed to the over the duration, we stop. But we can make another condition that says if the duration is not 0. New line, okay. So if it's 0, it's infinite. Oh wait, no, there's something wrong though. Wait, no, it's not right. We need a duration parameter anyway. Because it says how long the animation is. Okay, so we need another parameter which says loops false. And that's it. So if this is true, this will repeat indefinitely. How do we make it? I think it's actually simple. We set it here. Screen effects loops equal loops. Well, animation loops. Okay. So we can check here. If the animation is over, we need to check first if... wait. If the animation is over, we do another condition before. If the animation loops, then we do stuff. If it doesn't loop, then we stop everything. The animation is over. I see a difference why you have motivation to work on your project. In sim programmer and you understand the code, as for example me. Well, I made this code, so of course I understand it. Well, most of the time. I often forget what I did in other sections. That's why I need to put more comments. But again, another thing that pushes me forward is I love logic puzzles. And programming for me is like a logic puzzle on its own. So if you don't like programming, it's fine. You should focus more on other things you enjoy. Find what you enjoy. And find other people that maybe can do programs for you or just take plugins. At the start, when you are a solo developer, of course you need to do to be the jack of all trades. Though later, if you excel in one of on the parts, you may want to, or you can find other people to make a team. Well, I still didn't. I hope it doesn't say anything about my jack of all trades. Well, I can pay now. Giving same advantage. Well, it's an advantage of 14 years. If you have the same passion in 14 years, you might do even better, you know. 14 years are a lot. And you're starting already good with that game. I started with something more plain, with a RPG with the faces of my class members. Let me look for it. How it's called? Here. I forgot the English section. Okay. I started with this game. Look at this. It's my face. I put my face in the game. Well, I put my background of the school in the background. And this is just base resources of the game. Also, look how everyone is in the same position again. Again, this is all default by RPG Maker. That didn't help that the next version was still similar by photos of my school. And fights in my classroom. Good times, though, good times. There's zero devs in my country that know RPG Maker. Well, there has to be at least one, right? Maybe someone you don't know. Could be anyone. Could be you. Could be me. Okay, so if the animation loops and the frame passed, we can just reset the frames, right? Frame passed equal to 0. And the animation restarts from scratch. Right? I think it's that simple. Let's see. Where do we test it? Here in the gate block. If we hit with a gate... Where is it? Where do we hit the enemy? Probably here. This one. For example, if I say true, the animation for hitting the enemy will loop indefinitely if I made it right. Let's see. Yes, look at this, look at this. It's still weird because it definitely is going further in the bottom right and here it stays the same. So it's not centered right. I need to work on centering later. Also it's uneven, but because I set an uneven parameter here. So now that we have it, we need to set another parameter. You know what, at this point we may want to set open parameters. Let's see. For now it works like this, right? So, let's set invert false. What does invert do? It inverts the inverts the scale of one of the two. Let's see. If invert is true, then we have we don't need this one, right? We need to invert this one, the zoom target y. So the zoom target y gets multiplied by -1, so it gets inverted. This way we are gonna have a different animation. Let's see. If I say here true on looping and true on the other thing, it's gonna be a much different animation because Y is gonna shrink instead of extend. Let's see. No, wait, something is wrong and it's not with my world map. It's funny though, it's funny. Invalidate your aid, .x stopped working. Does it have to loop the animation? No, it doesn't. It's just for testing. It's for testing. Instead of setting up another section when I use this command, I just take a session where it's already playing. Okay, yeah, I get the issue here. Instead of being inverted, should be negative, or should be subtracted. For example, if I zoom the screen by 20%, if I negate, I will shrink the screen by 120%, because it's minus 1.2. Should be instead the other side from 1. Because if it's 1.2, it will increase by 20% from 1. If I want it to decrease by 20%, I need to subtract the 2 from the 1, or the 20 from the 100. So for example, the parameter is 1.2, I need to do 2 minus zoom, probably? Yes, because if the zoom is 1, doesn't change, because it's in the middle. If it's 1.2, it will become 0.8, which is the opposite of 1.2, technically speaking. Okay. Oh wait, I should set it. Okay. Let's see it now. Hopefully it's right. We spent more time on fixing what we had already. Let's see. Okay, yeah, look at this. It's shrinking Y while it's extending X. So it's a more wobbly animation. Still weird that it keeps the same coordinate here, kinda. But at least it works now. I would really like to fix the problem on the coordinates though. Instead here we can do the same similar thing. We should add the parameter instead of replacing it. So let's see. What does it do? I forgot. First we probably want to fix this one. Zelda music. So here it's half of the screen. Subtracting this. What does this do? I forgot. Well, what do we need? We need, I think we should visualize it, right? Let's see. So we have the screen. Let me do something more smooth. Kinda works. We have our screen, which is here. When I increase in size, it usually should increase from the corner here. Right. So I need to move this one to keep the center. The center is here. Just to make it understandable, let's draw the center of the screen here. So if I zoom it by, let's say, double, we need to move it back here. I would say by the amount we increase them. Let's see, we increase it by, again, let's say double. And we need to move it back by, let me duplicate. So we have a reference. Double. And we move it by this size. Let's see. Oh, interesting! The corner of the previous one is the center of the new one. Probably. So we need to move it exactly by half of the previous size. Huh. Interesting. Because it was here, so we need to move it by this amount, which is half of the previous size. This and this. Or to make it more animated, by this and this. Because let me try to move it. I move it here. I move it here and here. Wait, no, in the opposite way. Here and here. Okay, it works. I just can't really show an animation because I don't do animations. Okay, so how do we do? Maybe this one doesn't work then. So we instead change the position like this. Come on. We increase or we change the position based on the difference in size. I think we should subtract it though, because when we increase, it should move on the opposite direction to center it. And we change it by still this value, which we may want to save now. Also depends on the we also need the dimension of the picture. So maybe, yeah, we need to know how big it is, right? We have it here actually. It's fine. Okay, good. Can you make animation in Adobe After Effects and use the video you created? No, actually, I think it's a good thing to do on RPG Maker. You can use videos in RPG Maker, even if it's not very well functioning, because, for example, you cannot put text boxes on top of it or something, unless you change some code. But it's doable, like for doing cutscenes or something. The important part is they mesh well with the art style of everything. Though I would say again, it's too much extra effort for starting. Okay, so we have the original scale. That's all we need. So, how I said, we need half of the original scale. And we know the scale is, the max scale is the full window, so it's fine. So we need the full width multiplied by the current scale. Original pose scale X. And this will give scale is one. Okay, this is from in percentage. So we divide by 100. Okay, and this gives the width of the window in that position, in that moment. It gives this width. Good. Now we need to move it back by half the width. So we divide by 2 again. And here we have it. That's it, right? Let's do the same with a Y. And hopefully it's right. Oh wait, also the height is shorter. That's it? Is it this simple? Let's see. Go. Oh, it flew away. It flew away. Only the gate remains. Okay, definitely messed up something here. Let's see. I thought I divided by a lot of numbers, right? 100 divided by 2. I divided a lot. So this one multiplied by the scale, which is, let's say, 60. So it would give like 1000. Divide by 100 and it's 10 pixels. Divide by 2, it's 5. So I don't get why it's moving that far away. Huh. Then, only one way to know. Let's go pixel by pixel. Or frame by frame. Using our neat console trick again. Okay. Why did it stop? This is to build the gate. We don't need it now. I think I already solved it. Okay. Now it bounces, pew, and stop here. So, what do we do here? First, the position. We don't care about the position, we care about the change. The scale, I would have liked to see the calculation at the end. So the scale is 55, multiplied by this one, minus 69. Does it change that much? Something is wrong and it's not with my word map. The calculation is right. The y is 142. 142, yeah. After the calculation it's minus 200. Yeah, something is wrong with this. Definitely. Why though? We have... The scale is... Wait, the scale is 55. We divide by... Let me bring out the calculator. Let me move this on the side. So we have 1008 times 65 and it's 7000. Okay, it's over 7000, but now we divide by 100 and divide by 2. Okay, it's still a huge number. How is it a huge number? Did I mess up something? Yeah, I messed up something. This moves everything, right? Moves everything by the original scale. This is the original scale. So, in this we only obtained how much is the window big. How much big is the window? We obtain how much pixels the window is wide. Now we need to use this to understand how many pixels we extend the window. If we extend the window 4 pixels on the right, we need to move it 2 pixels on the left. So we still need to multiply this by what we moved now. So it's this one we determined before. Multiply by this and divide by 2. Same. Hoping it's right. Let's do the magic now. Go on, slime. Start well. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. We have it. Also doing multiple animations one after one another is fine. Look at this, it's perfect. We have it, boys. Okay, I don't want the full window to do this all the time. Though could be a cool animation to have it permanently on the window, right? Much slower though. Like, let's remove the looping to the actual animation and do one on our own. For example, if we do without acceleration and with a way longer animation, let's say 2 seconds, we could have a cool animation in the window. Not like I need it, but just to see, let's see. It's perfect, but you have to apply this for every hit you take. Now, this is not for hits, it's for idle animation for characters. And even if I do, it's still applied on... it's still done to programming, so I don't think it's such an issue. Yeah, it stay well. It's a little weird because the gate is out of the picture. Also, why did the gate not go away? Wait, what? Why did the gate stay? Okay, well, it's not a problem for now. Though the gate should disappear. Okay, so now we just need to apply it to a character, not a group. Because now everything applies to the entire group. Now we need to apply it to a single character. How do we do that? Good question. We need to put it in the options here. What it affects. I suppose here instead of a number, we should put something. Because here it affects a number, but I want it to affect a picture. Because for now, again, it affects a group. I want to make this combat window float slowly. No, I want to make the combat window move on the screen maybe, but not like this. This was just for test effect. I will not make this bouncy animation for now. Maybe in the future though, because definitely the target of the game is to mess up with the player. I want it to affect a single picture, not a group. How do I define it? How do I distinguish it? I could do an array. One group. So we can do maybe we can have different setups here. Let's see. If affect 1 is the group, it does the stuff we already did. We defined group ref before. Oh, come on. I need to define it before, right? It doesn't matter, right? Okay, great. So, if it's a group, we define it like this. Else, if it's a picture, let's specify sure. We do something else. We need still to define those parameters. Let's see. Pick ref. And we take the picture and we take the information of it. Also, we need to define this variable before, otherwise it doesn't count. Empty, okay. Okay, great. So, this one affects a group, so we take information from the group. Now we need to take information of the picture. Doesn't matter the scale, right? Oh no, it matters actually. I think it's easy though. Luckily I have the notes I took before. Right, before I saved them here. And we can refer to the picture with this. Where is the stream? Ah, okay. Okay, so we can say the picture is this. Picture with ID. What is the ID? It's the first parameter. So affect 0. So here we get the information of the picture. So we can just do ref scale x. Same here with scale y. All the rest is the same. We don't need this to avoid problems. Okay. So now we set up all the information, just changes what the reference is. And we send the target. Where do we define? Okay, affect here. Okay, so we send those two information again. What we will affect. The group number 1 by default. If I say the picture number 1, it will work differently. Let's see. Yeah. Only this one takes. Okay, I see. We need to address them differently then. Huh. Okay, we can do it. We just need extra steps. We need to do the condition again, right? Yes. Also, I don't think we can use this one, right? Container. We can do this. We need to define this one for starting. We may want to do empty one. Okay. So, if it's a group, we do the same thing. We define the group ref. Otherwise, if we are moving a single picture instead of a whole group, we do something else. Okay. Now though, a picture or a group gets referred in a different way. We might first define all the parameters and then apply all of them. We can easily do that. So, cut, paste, cut, paste, dog, paste, and dog, paste. So, this will be what we are going to apply to the final picture or group. Different based on what we target. If you want to zoom in the picture or the entire group. And here we set up the values. So, final move, step movement X is this one. Step movement Y is this other one. Same here. Step zoom X is this one. And step zooms Y is this other one. We just made an extra step. Step. Because first we save the parameters, then only after we add them. This is important because we don't know if we need to change the group or the single picture. So we move the condition right below here. So if all of this is a group, then we do what we were doing all this time. If instead it's a picture, we do the same, but referencing the picture instead. So, how was it? I lost it. Here. We select the picture that we called, and now we can affect the picture right away. How was it with dot X, right? We change it this way. Can we change it with a plus equal? Let me try it right away. Wait. We are going to experiment on this screen right away. So, again, picture3 is the background. So if I say picture3 dot x underscore x, it's 0. But if I say it's equal to 300, oh, the background is moving. So if I say 600, it's moving again. So I can definitely increase it by a number, right? It's moving! It's running away! Watch out, Rhea! Your background is running! Okay. It's working. That's all we need. So we just do this thing. Plus equal, plus equal, plus equal. X, Y. Scale X should be called. And scale Y. Y. And we use the same parameter. Should be working now, right? We need to be careful though, because we need to update where we call them, because now it expects an array, but in a lot of those we didn't define an array. So we need to instead define for all of those where we make a shake this, and the same in the combo. When we hit a combo or a button, it should zoom again. Where is it? Here. Same thing. And that's it, right? Only 2 times. In the case that I'm gonna notice. Okay. So the thing we are doing now is we'll call it right here, why not? We instead affect the picture number. Which number? I need to take some numbers. I have a list of numbers here. I don't know where it is though. Aha! Battle PKD Fazai. Okay, here I'm referring to the ID of the picture of Fazai. Pick. Moving slowly, and we put a slow loop. With true and true. I should trigger at the start of the fight though. Right after we draw them. So now. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna have a loop animation for Fazai. Fazai. Oh, come on. Effect not defined. Okay, we didn't try. We didn't test it, so I suppose makes sense. Oh wait, I didn't save. Does it matter? Oh yeah, this one is defined wrong. Should be the parameter 0, okay. And here we pass all of it. The target here is not referenced up until now. And this is wrong as well, okay. Should be right. Right? Let's see. Wait, no, there is an extra thing that's wrong. This one. Also, here effect is... I copy pasted, but the effect is called target here. I should just call it target. Effect sounds cooler though. Let's call it effect. Though we need to replace target here. Okay. That's it. Okay, and last one, this one. This one moves, updates every picture in the group after I change the group, but this works only if I'm affecting a group, of course. And here we pass the target effect. That's it. Should be fine, without errors, hopefully. We're gonna end the stream when it works, so hopefully I'm gonna sleep soon. Oh, look at this, look at this! I stopped. Okay, this is a step in the right direction, but definitely could do better. Also, we got another problem. 281. Let's see. Okay, try to update a picture, not to update the group. Did it call it? I, I call it here intentionally to avoid the problem. Huh. There's an issue here I don't get. Line 281. Called by Easy Scream Zoom It effect. So it's this issue. Ah, because again it should reference the 0. Okay, there is a problem here because it tries to center the character, but it should center the character on the ground. Which actually it's easier because we can just make that the Y movement doesn't change. No, wait, it makes it worse. We can make that it doesn't half it. This way, it should stay with the feet on the ground. Let's see. The animation is still a little weird though. Maybe... Wait, it's because the picture is not cropped, right? No, it's cropped. What's the issue now? Maybe it should be 0? No. I don't get it. So, when we want the animation, when it extends, downwards, we want it to move upwards by the same amount it extended downwards. How do we want it? We just don't want to divide by 2, right? Then why it's not working? Let's see again. The animation is not convincing me. Maybe it's because of this mainly. Also, with the zoom out, it stops the animation. It's weird. But it really extends downwards. Also, it's a little too extreme. Also, it resets every time there is a shake on the screen. Also, it breaks. Yeah, because I should stop, because I didn't stop the loop animation. So there should be an end condition for it. Huh, this is harder than I expected and uglier than I expected. Oh no. Let's see. Well, first we never mind. We're gonna keep the scale like this, a little exaggerated, but at least we can see it. Also, what's wrong here? What if I set it to 0? What happens? Weird though, it should work. I don't think I have to set 0. Would make it even worse if it's possible. Is it possible? Ah, yeah, it's worse. So maybe... Maybe we need to make it negative. Random fault, let's see. Maybe a negative would help it? I don't know. I don't know how. Let's see. Kinda? Should be negative of the half, maybe. Here I'm trying random numbers that feel like could make sense. No, right. Huh, no, definitely not. Let's just divide by the full... Subtract by the full value. Then what was wrong with it? Maybe I should... change the center point. Because this one feels kinda right. We may want to add a little more. Let's see. Multiplied by 1.1. 1.2 is a little extreme, but let's see. That's a point. That's a matter of the center of the animation. I just need to find the sweet spot, I suppose. This is looking a little better. Thing is floating. It's floating down, but upwards it stops and returns back. Yeah, I see. I see puzzles. Never mind. The point is, when everything passes, I should make it go on, actually. Yeah, maybe I should just not reset anything. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And all is so fine. I don't know the song. Let's see, indefinitely. Hey, look at this. It's stretching up, stretching down. Like this. Okay, we should make it faster and a little less wide. Let's see. Here. No, where is it? This one. So we have fuzzy, peak. It's already too much. We can have it shorter. Let's say 100 frames. It's from one direction. Even shorter, maybe. 70 frames. I just need to find the sweet spot here, though. And also the anchor, like here, the term I was looking for. Also, why it's not working while I zoom out? It's still too much. .1 is still too much, huh? What do you want? 0.01 maybe? Okay, maybe that's a little too little, but let's see. I should have went with 0.3 maybe. Yeah, almost invisible. No. 0.04 here, just to be generous. Weird that it's still a lot. Okay, that's actually reasonable. Still, his foot is still in the wrong position. But again, this is just a parameter to fix. Let's see, for example, 1.3 would be too much, 1.26. I think we've done the most part. I need to focus now on stopping it, otherwise we're gonna have bugs. I think it's actually simple. First though, it's almost working. Maybe 1.3 would have been right. And then I have an idea for stopping it. I just check if the picture is still there. Easy. Still weird on the foot. A little more even. Okay, for now, let's see. I think it's simple, right? Because with return it stops everything. So we just do if peak ref is undefined, it's easy, and return. Same thing here maybe. Group ref. If the group ref is undefined, we finish as before. So it goes literally indefinitely until it's no more. Until it dies. That's a lot of addition. Still, why not doing the zoom out, huh? I don't get it. Though at least I think it adds something. Better than not having anything here. Or doing the animations frame by frame, no thanks. Dead, and it stops. Nice. If I try again. Yeah, as new. I still need to fix the thing on the foot, but we have it. It's working. We need to fix it a little because... Yeah. Oh, wait. What's the issue here? Line number 495. What's your issue? Reading X. It's not defined. Why? Original pose. Why it's not defined? Come on, this is the last bug, and then we can go sleep, or take a snack. Both of them maybe. Huh. Also, to make it more parameterable, we're gonna just multiply this one by minus 1.3, and this one by 0.5. Okay. So it's like the center point. I see. The X is not red. But it does define... Wait. Oh, the no, wait. No, it's fine. Original position is updated here. Why it's an issue? Why is it an issue? I bring this parameter. Let's try again without running the other one. Oh, it's already going. Come on, last thing, please. Last thing. Hello. I want to eat some snacks and then go to sleep. Please work. Okay, we didn't change anything actually, but let's see first if the problem reappears. So if I hit, it's fine actually. Ah, here's the issue. Okay. Why? Ah, okay. Okay, because now I just forgot to set up everything here, I suppose. Here, okay, yeah, the issue was here. I forgot to set up even this one. Let's see if I have it here. Group 1, perfect. I just forgot to set up that thing. That's it. We can rehabilitate the loop effect. Should be right. Again, we just need to fix the parameter for the rest. Now, it should work almost flawlessly. We just need to set up the anchor point for everything. And check why zooming in and out doesn't make him move. Well, the last thing I need actually is... Now we still have the problem that it only zooms downwards because I'm trying to set up with this parameter. So maybe this one should be parameterized as well. Let's see. Anchors is 0.5 and 0.5. So we can define the anchors if we want. And the anchors will be saved as parameters. Screen effects, anchors is this one. Okay. So we can just read it here. So anchor X and anchor Y. So I can say here that the anchors are for the X the same, for Y it's minus 1.3. We can even go 1 point, I think it should be 1.7, I don't know. Maybe less actually. Let's try 1.4, sure. Though at least we can parameterize everything here. So we can just change the parameter and see which one works better. I feel like though doesn't change much at this point. Weird. Yeah, it's still weird. I will see for my own though. Most of it is working. Now even the screen zooming works perfectly, as you see. It zooms in every direction flawlessly. Oh, I said flawlessly. That's incredible. And of course we can do the same with the slime, which we actually do right now before we stop. At least to have a full animation or something. In the picture 8. Does the slime need another? Yeah, the slime has different anchors. We may try to change the anchor a little, but I think it messes up even more. I will see. I need to see case by case here. It's just to have it at least. Let's see. It's actually working. Look at this. We have the wow. That's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Look at this. Okay, they are moving the same speed. I just need to set up different speeds for both of them, but most of it is working. Look at this. They are vibing. They are vibing. Wait. You know how to make them vibe more. Of course you know. Of course you know. 10 times the speed. Let's go. Now they are vibing. Please, let me see. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. They can move. It's just less visible. I see. Look at them vibing. Look at them vibing. Yes. Oh, I love them. It's so funny. Okay, I need to save this one. And I love programming even today. Okay, we got some struggles, but that was part of the fun, alright? Right. And at the end we got the vibing all together, so I call it a win. Okay, without further ado, we streamed 20 minutes more than I expected. Not a lot. I'm glad we managed this in one stream. So we can finish the stream, rate someone else, and see for the next week. So for now the demo is on revision. I can actually see if the guy doing the revision is playing the game, has finished the game, not if he's playing. So I'm gonna have some extra intel on my side, I suppose. Okay. To finish, we can raid Meowie. They're playing Hollow Knight. Silksong though, so I hope I'm not getting spoiled. Okay, then that's everything for today. Tomorrow we are gonna play RPG Maker games. On Friday we are probably gonna play Hollow Knight, and even on Sunday. The first one, blind with no map because I'm masochistic and I love the challenge. Okay, thanks a lot for coming by. Oh. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming by. Anything else to say? No. The demo for the game should be ready, but I need to do all the trailers, so I would say on November should be should have the game page on Steam, hopefully. And then I'm gonna spam the game to every streamer that have similar tastes, because I want to see them suffer. I mean, enjoy the experience. Thanks again for coming by, and we'll see ya whenever it happens.